Mosca. We're here in Austin, Texas at IT Expo West 2011, and I'm joined today by Craig Sheen, president of Clear2There. How are you today, Craig?
I am very good.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So why don't we talk a bit about who Clear2There is before we jump into some more in-depth questions.
Clear2There is a company originally was founded in '88, so we've been around for a long time. And we entered the video surveillance, security, and the M2M market here in the last couple years. And so we are very excited about being at IT Expo and representing Clear2There and Ubiquity, our portfolio for M2M solutions.
So you mentioned a lot of different spectrums of the M2M market. Would you mind elaborating a little bit on your portfolio of products and services?
Okay, sure. What we come to market with is, in the M2M space, it's all about attaching to sensors and devices. We look at security, whether that is video surveillance or access control or security systems, traditional security systems, as just another device or sensor. So what Ubiquity in our offering in the portfolio is a cloud-based software solution. Think of it as a single dashboard for the end user or the monitoring company, if it's a third party, with the ability to access all these various devices, sensors, whether they're alerts, whether it's just information, whether it's temperature control, things like that. So our portfolio is pretty diverse, but if you simplify it down, it's really all about connecting to devices and sensors and providing information.
Great. Now you mentioned security in particular. What other trends are you seeing as being prevalent in the M2M market right now?
Well, I think a lot of it's in energy management. I think that's a big buzzword that's obviously for small, mid-size, or enterprise businesses. Energy can be a high expense on a monthly basis. And that necessarily doesn't mean just managing temperature. If I was a refrigeration company or distribution, that may be managing my temperature because I have perishable goods. So we're seeing really just a very vast approach in the M2M marketplace for businesses, and it's all around their sensors and their devices and their business processes.
Great. And Clear2There has a pretty full-featured M2M solution. So in terms of challenges that customers are facing in the market right now, how would you say that the solution adheres to those and answers those solutions?
Well, I think we bring simplicity. This whole approach of being a cloud-based solution and connecting to these devices and sensors brings simplicity because we're giving the end user, whether it's just the owner of the business, the operations manager, we're bringing it all into one dashboard. And I hate to use the word using a mouse, just clicking on the application, but that's how simple it can be. And then that information can be gathered. So I think it's all about simplicity.
Well, it seems like you guys have a great approach. Would you mind giving us a little insight into your business model?
Sure. We go to market indirectly, which means that we are taking our solutions, both software and product-wise, to a reseller or VAR channel. So we think that's really important because, again, if you're dealing with small, mid-size enterprise businesses, they want local representation. They want a VAR that's going to service them. If installation's involved, if ongoing maintenance is involved, expansion, they want to deal with a local company. And so that's our whole approach, is indirect and to reach it out through VARs and resellers.
And you mentioned simplicity before, but what other challenges are there in terms of deploying cloud-based applications?
Well, I think from a reseller VAR perspective, they've got to wrap their head around how to resell hosted services. In some cases, for their sales organizations, it's a different approach because they can't really attach to sometimes what a cloud-based offering is. But what's very intriguing for a VAR and reseller is the fact that it's reoccurring revenue. And almost every business owner understands the reoccurring revenue model, and what's important to them is reoccurring revenue really drives up equity in their company further. And I think that's real key, and I think we're seeing those organizations change their business model from a sales approach. From an end user perspective, I think a lot of end users have to get used to the fact that their information is going to be stored in the cloud. It's going to be remote,
Right.
and it's not going to be in the back closet. And I think it's a real the answer to that question for that end user that has that concern is that, quite frankly, their information is more secure in the cloud than in their back room.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for your input today, Craig.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks.